Bitcoin continuing to bleed out. Where will the bleeding stop? Welcome to Empire Trading Academy, guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you have not already. Let's get right into this. In this video, guys, we're going to go over the price action on the charts of Bitcoin and where we see a potential bottom for this correction. We're also going to look at on-chain to see exactly what's going on there as well. All right, guys, first and foremost, charts. Bitcoin been selling off, getting these big corrections now, and we've been crossing over our big demand zones. Okay, we were trading in between here at 44,000 and 40,500, and with very little resistance, right, we break right through. And what was the cause of all of this? In our trading range, we were moving along very nicely. And what was the cause of this, guys? Was our equities. And our equities had an absolute dump today, and that's exactly what caused the rest of the financial markets to correct and sell off big. Okay, there was already weakness in the crypto markets, and so there was very little resilience and resistance there to withhold the sell-off on equities. Now, if you go on to our social media pages, guys, our Instagram page and our TikTok, so we posted a video on January 4th saying that an equities crash was imminent. Okay. On January 4th, we posted that video. If you look up here, January 4th, that was the dead top of the SPY. And now you know where we're at now. Okay, and so we've continued to sell off. I do not believe that this is the bottom here. I believe that we do see further downside. We'll have to continue to watch price action to see where we stop there. I don't want to get it too much into the technicals of the SPY and keep this mostly on Bitcoin for today. All right, so if we go back to Bitcoin, that's what happened here, and we break through our support. Our next demand zone was this between 38,500 and 37,300, and we came into the zone and very little buying. If you follow us on Twitter as well, go check us out. We're tweeting all the time, little snippets. All right. 9 hours ago, we just said, hey, let's see how Bitcoin reacts here on that initial move into that demand zone. And then we reacted terribly. So we said very little confidence that this holds. That was 7 hours ago. And 6 hours ago, notice the price action, very little buying, very little bounce off support. This level will most likely not hold. That was 6 hours ago. And 6 hours ago, we were up in this structure up here. Right? And then we saw further downside. So what we have, guys, is we have this big correction, right? And then we have some consolidation, right? This consolidation at support is very negligible. There's nothing there. There's no buying pressure there, right? Weakness, and then we go ahead and we see the dump. Now, where we're at now, okay, if we go ahead and zoom out, right? If we zoom out, we're at the 236 fib, right? That's our red line. Okay, we're at the 236 right there. We broke below it briefly, but we're now holding that. Now, if we go to the hourly, just so we can see a little bit more in-depth price action, okay, we're holding that and we're getting something of a bounce, okay? But in my opinion, I believe that we do see further downside. This is not a buyer's bounce. Okay, this is not the type of bounce that we want to see at a bottom. All right. Now, unless this thing just trickles for the next few days and the few weeks in this zone, there's, in our opinion, there's very little indication that this will hold. Okay. We also have to think about the sentiment, right? The sentiment in the market. Why do we get these big parabolic moves in crypto? Is because we have this flat, boring section of the bear market. Slowly, sellers become exhausted, and buyers just start to take over a little bit, right? They start to take over just a little bit here, right? Little bit, and we come in here maybe a little premature, and we get some selling, right, to take some profits, but all the sellers are gone, and there's no more selling, and the buyers start to take over, and we start to take new local highs. We start to make new local highs and higher highs. And now this is the start where more and more people take notice. Retail takes notice and says, hey, this is going up 10% every single day. I have to put some money in here. And everybody and their mom and their grandmother is now putting money in. And that's when we see these basically, weekly green candles after weekly green candles going straight up. Okay. So that is the sentiment that takes us up into a bull market. The sentiment right now, guys, yeah, this was getting a little boring in here, but this is not a bull market sentiment, in my opinion. I do not believe that we see upside from here at all. Again, you just have to think about the sentiment of the market and where market participants are, how they're feeling about the market. Is this a good place to get in? No, in my opinion, it is not yet. If you're DCAing, sure, you can DCA at these levels because you're getting a 40% corrective move and a 40% discount off the highs, right? So that's fine. But if you're looking to tag bottoms and tops, right? For the average trader, it's difficult, but if you're looking to do that or trying to get as close to the bottoms and tops as possible, this is not a good time, in my opinion. Okay. And so where is our next level? Our next obvious level here is at 29,000, right? This is our biggest support level. And so we will look to see what price action looks like. Possibly we get some sort of pit stop at 34,000, but this is going to be our main area of interest. Okay. To see if we can hold these levels. And then we'll go ahead and we'll see how that price action reacts. Are we going to get a big bounce? Are we going to get a flattening out? Right. And so we'll have to watch as we come into this zone to see exactly how price action reacts, right? We want to watch price action. We don't want to just kind of guess where we think it's going. All right. Now on chain, guys. So if we look at our futures open interest on perpetuals, okay. So another reason why I think that we see further downside, our open interest here, right? Therefore our leverage on our latest dip, virtually nothing is being cleaned out, right? And so on this dip, on our first big correction into 29,000, 30,000, right? We had all this leverage cleared out. Okay. This is what we would want to see. And I want to see this come down to at least these levels. Okay. Because even when we go back even further, right? At the beginning, leverage is completely gone. There's absolutely nothing, right? And then we just kind of ride price action up. But this would be a very much a market bottom, right? At these levels, this is still way too elevated to be comfortable, or your risk to reward ratio is not nearly high enough because this is still very much elevated. All right. Now, if we look at exchange net position change, guys, okay, again, same thing on, and some days on, now last few days, some off. Okay. Now let's look at exchange balance on exchanges as a percentage. This continuing to decrease here, right? But we're running flat. So what does this tell us? So this is telling me, guys, that ever since our big correction, right, on to 29,000, okay, and then even as we made our way up here, okay, the majority of the market had the majority of the smart investors had already taken off all of the Bitcoin off of exchanges and onto and into wallets. Okay, everybody that was going to do that had already done that already, and so all of this price action is through futures. Okay, these are liquidations, and then these are coins that are just already on the exchanges already. Okay, and so when this is flattening out, right? We cannot necessarily look at this metric as a go-to for, hey, are coins going on to exchanges? Are they coming off? Because all of the ones that would have come off if they were going to, right? They were already off, and the ones that were going on were already on, right? And so that is exactly what we can conclude from this flat here, okay? Because we were flat all along here, and then we continue to see downside. All right, guys, this is what we're looking for. Like we said, 29,000, that's going to be our ultimate target unless we get some big bounce off of here, okay? We'll be looking to see what equities are doing, all right? If you have any questions, guys, please let us know. Email us, message us, and we'll see you in the next video.